guys, Chrissy here. I thought I would make a video today to talk about when I found out I had colon cancer, and that's the time I almost lost my life as well. This was back in January of 2022. It started out feeling like something popped in my stomach, but I wasn't really sure. I had been having a lot of abdominal cramping. I figured it was probably related to menstrual cramping because, my cycle was about to start, so I didn't really worry about it. But the pain was pretty intense from, when it felt like it popped for about a week until I went to the emergency room. Before that, I had been having stomach pains almost every day when I would eat, but I figured it was IBS or something. I had been kind of seeing a gastroenterologist, but I hadn't, been really doing what I should be doing with them because I never imagined that I had had cancer or anything like that can be wrong. Anyway, I waited about a week before I went to the hospital. I figured maybe I was blowing things out of proportion, but I was in a lot of pain. When I finally went, it was, during one of the COVID surges. I had to sit outside and it was really cold outside and the pain was unbearable. I was like, you guys need to take me in. I need pain meds. I guess they ended up doing quite a bit of testing. I don't remember much after going to the emergency room. And I know looking on Facebook, I was aware of what was happening, what they had told me. I guess they probably gave me a lot of good pain medication, or after the surgery, they had me under anesthesia or in a coma or something for about 2 days because I was on a ventilator. I couldn't really breathe on my own. So I don't remember much of that. I do remember having nightmares though when I was under during this time, and I really thought they were real, and it took me a while to realize I was only dreaming, but that was miserable. Kind of made me scared to have surgery again and be put under, but last time I was put under, nothing like that happened, so thank goodness. Anyways, when I came back to and when I was awake, I was in extreme pain. I also remember them either putting a different type of tube down my throat or taking out the tube from my throat. I don't know which way it was, but that was a terrible experience. Also, apparently, I was trying to rip out my IV. I couldn't remember much. They were asking me what year it was, and I remember telling them it was like 2004, and they were like, no, try again. And I was like 22, and they were like, no, try again. And I was like, wait, I got this. And then finally I was like, it's 2022, but my mind was scrambled. I didn't really know what was going on. Just that I was in severe pain, and I woke up with a colostomy bag, which was a shock. I didn't even know anything like that existed. So that was a real eye-opening and learning experience for me. They also told me that, if I had not come in when I did, I would have died because my colon perforated, and all that stuff that your colon, moves out of your body emptied into my abdomen, and I had 4 pounds of waste floating in my abdomen. I was very septic. I was very, very sick. I looked green. It was awful. Later on, I had doctors coming in and out talking to me, and a doctor came in and he told me, they tested your tumor. And I didn't know they had taken out a tumor, but he told me, they removed a tumor and they tested it and it came back positive for cancer. They also tested some lymph nodes, and one of them came back positive as well. So we think that you're probably stage 3B colon cancer. And he at first was like, wow, you're taking this very well, because I was just stoic. But then I started crying, and the waterworks just started pouring out. While in the hospital, they kept making me do tests. They were doing CT scans, blood work, all kinds of things to me. It was really hard to move around. They had stapled me closed, and some of that incision area had become infected because I was so sick inside, and there was so much nasty things happening. And then they had to remove that and put me on a wound vac, which was very traumatizing to me. A wound vac is, best way I can describe it, they put like this foam inside the open wound, and then they like put a pad, like a little pad type thing over it, I don't know, and then they seal it up with a plasticky bandage, and then there's a vacuum tube that goes into it, and it just sucks, you know, air out, I guess, and it's to help close up the wound. But that was very, very painful at first, and it was very awkward to have to carry one around for a couple months after getting out of the hospital. So I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks, you know, no visitors because the hospital wouldn't allow any because of COVID. So I was very lonely, and I was very scared when I first found out I had cancer. It took me quite some time to adapt to the changes I was going through, to adapt to the colostomy bag, to adapt to the idea that I had stage 3B cancer. My son was a senior in high school, about to graduate. I was afraid I was going to lose my life, and you know, some people do lose their life from cancer. So I, you know, thought, why should I be someone that would survive? It's not necessarily fair for, you know, it's not fair anyway. The wind blows on this situation. Anyways, they hooked me up with an oncologist, and I eventually started chemo. I was given a port, which is a little thing that's inside my chest that they can put the needle through to give me chemo when I need it. I did chemo from April to October, and then I took time off so I could have my colostomy reversal, so I don't have the colostomy anymore. Also, last scan, everything looked great, so as of then, I've been considered cancer-free. It's kind of crazy because you never know with cancer if it can come back, if it's not, but I am blessed that right now I'm doing okay. I'm going to see my oncologist again in about 2 weeks, and then find out maybe if I'm going to do some more chemo just to keep the cancer away. So I was diagnosed with colon cancer before the age of 45. It's happening to a lot of people. I just really want to put, I guess, a PSA out there that if you are having abdominal pain that is not resolved, if, you know, you're having issues digestively, go see a gastroenterologist. Really fight for yourself. Don't feel silly. Don't feel stupid. I wish I would have gone to the hospital that very first day where I felt a pop, but I felt silly. If I would have gone that day, I might have avoided a lot of problems. I still would have had cancer, but maybe I wouldn't have had to have the colostomy bag, and maybe I wouldn't have been so sick, and maybe I wouldn't have been in the hospital so long. But let that be, I hate to say warning, but let it be just advice or something for you to just go get the care you need. Even, you know, if it's something else in your body that's just really giving you a hard time, go get checked. If doctors are telling you nothing's wrong, but you are not feeling okay and nothing is helping you, just keep pushing, get second opinions, that your life is worth all the effort you may have to put into it. So never feel silly for making sure your health needs are met. Anyway, that's all for that story. I'll probably film a video in the future to talk about just, you know, a list in general of the things I kind of been through, a quick list. There's quite a few. It kind of feels weird that I've been through so much stuff and almost unreal, but, you know, I bounced back. One of my doctors called me like a unicorn because, you know, I really shouldn't be here. And I just, you know, all the things I've been through, I'm doing pretty well. The worst part, in a way, for me has been all the weight I've gained from chemo and, you know, giving myself an excuse to eat whatever I want because, you know, when you have cancer, you don't want your body weight to fall down too low. And they also give you steroids with chemotherapy, but I'll work on getting my body back in shape and getting healthier. You all take care. I'll talk to you guys in the near future. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.